We're talking nutrition at this point on the show. We have the amazing dietitian, Ebenezer Miracle. Now, he's joined us to talk about a very prevalent issue in the society today, diabetes, and of course, the daily habits that could help manage the problem that people are living with. There are quite a lot more people living with it than we even realize. Welcome to the show once again.
Thank you very much.
All right, so as a nutritionist, you probably come across quite a lot of people who are living with diabetes and probably don't even know it yet. But just for those that don't know, could you give a breakdown of what diabetes refers to?
Okay, in a layman's term, diabetes is the inability of the system to be able to control the blood sugar.
Okay.
Yeah, because of an organ that releases insulin. Okay. Insulin helps to take blood sugar into the cells, but when the insulin is not produced enough or the insulin doesn't work at all, then it leads to a spike in blood sugar. Okay. And for those that don't know, if they have diabetes, there are signs that you should use to say, okay, it might just be diabetes. You might get too thirsty over a period of time. Wow. Yeah, you might get too thirsty, you might get too hungry over a period of time. After eating and you still notice that you're very hungry, after drinking water and you still notice that you're very thirsty, then in the night you are always going to the toilet like 5 to 6 times in the night, and you know you didn't drink enough water in the day. So those are very little of those kind of things that you know that. And maybe if you get a cut and it doesn't heal immediately. Okay. So if you don't think you are living with diabetes, but you see those signs, I guess you should just visit the doctor to be sure about it. Yes.
Okay. So some people, visit the doctor and then they get that sad news that, they have diabetes. But then we've heard doctors say type 1, type 2. What are the differences?
The type 1 and type 2, the type 1 mostly is seen in children. It's called juvenile diabetes. Okay. While the type 2 is the one that's seen in adults from like 18 years. So a child of like 1-year-old, 2-year-old can have the type 1 diabetes. Wow. Yes, that's the juvenile diabetes. Then the type 2 is for those very, very middle-aged ones and older ones.
Okay, so let's talk about food and meal choices now for people living with this issue. Now, we've heard, that there are some foods that have more sugar than the others. Could you give a basic diet plan for someone living with diabetes?
Okay, before I run straight to a diet plan, I would say this. There are 2 types of sugars. There's sucrose and there's fructose. Okay. One of them, sucrose, goes directly into the cells, and the other one goes to the liver to be metabolized by the liver. The one that is more of concern is the sucrose. Okay. And majorly, every food has starch. Every food has sugar, so you can't run away from sugar at all. Yeah. Or you can run away from sucrose in a way. Okay. The major thing we remove from a diabetes diet most times are sugary drinks and the table sugar. Okay. Yes, and other additional sugars.
So table sugar, that's the sugar you put in tea,
coffee, oats, and every other thing. Yes, and other additional sugars. There are other additional sugars like there's honey, there's dates powder, but those ones are also both sucrose and fructose based, so they can still be added in little quantities. But for sugar, totally, that one should go. Now, a basic diet for diabetes, like I said, every food you eat has sugar in it, has carbohydrates in it. Apart from if you want to live on just eggs and fish. And oil, that won't be possible. So what you do is, the basic thing we do for them is know that every food has sugar. Then what you do is just bulk your food with enough vegetables, leafy vegetables. Well, you can also choose from there are different types of vegetables. Yeah, there's leafy vegetables and there are other culinary vegetables. So bulk it. When I mean bulk, I don't mean a handful. Yeah. I mean your plates, as I mean this is your plate, half of it should be your staples, and half of it should be the vegetables, and any other choice of what you want to eat there.
So when you say vegetables now, we think of vegetables in most cases as vegetable stew, vegetable soup. There are many types of green leafy vegetable soups out there. Yes. So are those the type of vegetables you're talking about? Or others?
No, there are others also. Those types and others also. Because it's what matters actually is the fiber content. Okay. Yeah, the fiber content is what matters actually. If I want to go scientifically, I would say fiber content should be like 15 grams to 30 grams. But you can't do that with your eyes. We know how to do that. So we just tell them, do half of your plates vegetables. So there are leafy vegetables like the ugu, the pumpkin, or the spinach and other things. And there are other vegetables that you can term them culinary vegetables, like the cabbage, the spinach, the cabbage, the the broccoli,
Yeah.
the what do you call them? Carrots,
Yeah.
yes, cucumbers and
Yeah.
all those things. Garden egg, yes, those ones are also vegetables. So, so that you don't get tired of eating the leaf. Some people say, I don't want to be a goat, I don't want to go to a dietitian.
Yeah.
So you don't get tired of eating the leaves. You can do those things too, tomatoes and all those things. Yes.
So if, for instance, you know, someone got to the doctor in January,
Okay.
And they were informed that they had this, are you saying that if they shift their diet to what you just advised,
Yes.
half their plate having green leafy vegetables or other culinary vegetables,
Yes.
they will see improvement? If yes, how long would it take?
They would see improvement almost immediately.
Okay.
Yes, it's almost immediately because the body recognizes that it's now, because it's a long process. But let me just break it down a little bit. The body recognizes, without that kind of diet, the body sees more sugar. It's just like a town is asking for water, but the water supply, something is blocking it. So they keep asking for water, and the other part of the town is sending water. But the town that is asking for water is not getting because the water supply is blocked. But when the water supply, whatever is blocking the water supply is removed, now they can now get water. So that's what the fiber does, the high vegetable does. It takes out the excess glucose and allows for the other glucose to go to the other side of the town. So immediately you start that, you start seeing your results almost immediately with your medications also.
All right then. Now, I have to say thank you so much, Ebenezer, for coming to talk to us. You know how to break it down in very simple ways, and I have a feeling someone out there has learned something today. Please reach out to us on social media. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC at TVC Connect. Ask him a question, and he might just be able to answer you online. We have to take a quick break, but we will be back after this.